Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and I'm back to film a plan with me. This is a memory spread from January, and I'm using a kit from the Prairie Planner. I really loved the artwork in this kit. She does have just kind of like a removable matte paper, which isn't my favorite paper. I've gotten so used to using premium matte, but I really love this kit. I love how it turned out. So I hope you enjoy watching. But anyways, I'm just kind of laying down the basis of this kit, date covers, washi, sidebar, that kind of thing. And this week was kind of a fun one. We went to a wedding show at the end of the week, and it was our first time going to a wedding show. I've been to wedding shows before, but not for me. And so it was very overwhelming and interesting experience, but it helped us kind of look at some new venues to try to figure out kind of where we want to have our wedding, as well as just kind of explore all there is, wedding related. So that was on Sunday, but the rest of the week was just kind of a normal week, but that was kind of like the big event or the big thing that happened this week. And then like the week that I'm currently filming this or, doing the voiceover for, we're actually going to be viewing some wedding venues. And so it's kind of exciting, to kind of see the progression of our, wedding planning, albeit is a little slow. So anyways, I just put the weekend banner down at the bottom in the bottom washi, and I really liked how that turned out. Instead of putting it kind of in the middle, just putting it kind of on the bottom of the bottom washi. I liked that a lot, and I actually did it for the week I'm planning as well, like in my current week. And then I'm just going through on the sidebar, because there's 9 full boxes. I always like to use, all of the full boxes unless there's one that I really just don't like or don't care about. And so I'll kind of have the sidebar bookended by, 2 full boxes. And then I usually in my sidebar, just kind of transfer over what I was doing or what I was tracking in my, pre-planned weeks. And so usually I'll do like reading, working out, and then my dinners. And then this year I've been trying to read a book a week for, kind of like my 2020 goal. And so I've also been tracking what book I've been reading. So then moving on to the day by day, I wanted to plan this week. I was a little behind because I think we were traveling the weekend before, or I was just busy or something. And so I have that Erin Condren doodle from Paper Bow Prints. And then we had to pick up the dogs. They were at the kennel over the weekend, and so we had to pick them up. And then that paw print is just from the kit. And then I had some errands. We had to go run. I had to go to Walmart, and then while I was there, they have a Subway there, so I just picked up breakfast as well. But I had to go and get carpet cleaner because my fiance had spilled something on the carpet, and we cleaned it up, but then I was like, no, it still doesn't feel clean, or doesn't feel like we got it. And so we went and got like the actual carpet cleaner that goes in our like spot bot. And so then afterwards, then we had to clean our carpet, and both the little carpet or like the cleaning bucket and then the grocery icon are from the kit, but was able to get it all soaked and cleaned, and it looks fine now. It looked fine before. It was just like when you walked on it, it felt like crusty, if that's the right word. But anyways, now it's all normal and everything. So then this was also in January. I was doing my 30-day yoga challenge with Adrian, and so I had these yoga stickers that I'll pull in every day from the Paper Bow Prints. And I was trying to figure out, how to kind of line them up because they say yoga on them, and so I don't really feel like I needed to write yoga next to it every day. So in the end, I ended up just layering some washi strips underneath every day just to mark that. And I'll mark it the same way every week or every day. And then I also worked that day, so I used these pill icons from Paper Bow Prints as well, and they're in varying, it was like a grayscale sheet, and some of them were very light. I used a lot of icons from similarly colored sheets, and so they're just kind of like, as the week progresses, the little pill icons get darker and darker, because I just pulled from light to dark on that sheet. So moving on to Tuesday, I started off with yoga, and then I needed to do just some like cleaning and tidying. So I pulled in a spray bottle from Paper Bow Prints, and I pulled on a laundry basket from the kit to mark down kind of cleaning and laundry. And then I had my birthday. My birthday was the week before, and so I needed to write my thank yous for, presents that I received. And so I put that letter icon from Paper Bow Prints just in a quarter box just to mark that I worked on thank yous. And then I had a dentist appointment this day, and so I put in a half box with this tooth icon from Paper Bow Prints. All is well. And then I was trying to figure out how to mark everything else for the day. I had also gone to the library, and I just omitted that because I didn't have enough room, and it was just to pick up some holds, so I wasn't there very long. And then I went to lunch at this little bakery kind of place, and so I had this really cute like baking icon from, I think it was Stella Bow Sticker Co., I think is her name, and that one was just really cute, and it matched the kit perfectly to mark down that where I went for lunch, and then I marked work the same way at the end of the day. So then moving on to Wednesday, so the first thing in the morning, I was reading, and like the remote fell off the back of the couch because it was like sitting on the top, and then when I sat down it had like fallen down, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I heard the dogs, because we were babysitting a dog this week, I heard the dogs chewing on their toys, and I was like, man, that does not sound good. Like, that sounds like, they're really like destroying that toy. It doesn't sound like their normal toy. Well, I look over and they're chewing up the remote, the dog we were babysitting, and so I was like, oh gosh. So I had to take it away and buy a new remote on Amazon, because it didn't work. My fiance, he's like, oh no, it'll probably still work, you just haven't tried it. And then we tried it the one day, and it was like, yep, no, it didn't work. Good thing we ordered a new one. But that little paw print was from 472 in Maine, and then that car icon was from, I think it was from the Sticker Genie, and that was just to mark that my fiance drove me to work that day, because we were going to go to the gym after work, and I thought that would just be easier if he picked me up, and then we could go straight to the gym together, versus like him meeting me at the gym and taking two cars. And then I had marked work the same way that I've been marking it all week. And then I was putting down some to-dos, and at first I did a 2-heart checklist, and then I realized that I actually had 3 things that I could mark. I was just working on some continuing education credits. We get a lot of like magazines to the pharmacy that have like free continuing education credits. And so I just was going through them and like throwing away like the whole stack of magazines, because we had some that were just like old magazines, or old like expired CE credits. You couldn't, take the class or get the credits anymore. And then there's some that it's like you have to pay for, and so I threw some of those away just because I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay for the credits if I can get the free ones. So anyways, just kind of like sorted through this big magazine stack. And then also my stuff got moved around. I like came into work and I'm like, wow, my spot for my stuff is gone. And they were like, oh, we didn't think you used it. And I was like, well, no, I do. So then we made like a new area cleared off a new shelf for me and a couple of the new people in the pharmacy. So it just kind of marked that I got moved around too. And then it's really hard to see, but I did put an icon that's like a pen and paper from one of the paper bow prints, like grayscale icon sheets, and it was in like the very, very lightest shade, which is really hard to see, but I wanted to use it just because, otherwise, well, I have the sticker and I should use it, but it's very hard to see like on camera. Then we went to the gym, like I said, and that icon is just from the kit, and then we ended the day with yoga, so same way I've been marking it. Thursday I started off with yoga, and then I did some filming. So that film sticker is actually a really old sticker I have from Sew Sticker Co. And it was actually a custom order she did for me. I'm trying to like slowly move through those, especially with some of these more unique colors that were on the sheet. And this would match the kit perfectly. And then a little later in the day, we played some Stardew Valley, which is kind of like our new game that we're totally loving. It's like a computer game, and we can play it, like both my fiance and I could play it at the same time, like in the same game, I guess. And so it's just kind of fun. It's like a, collaborative type game. So I marked that with a laptop from Paper Bow Prints. Then I was trying to figure out spacing for everything. I ended up kind of having a little bit more space than I needed. I only had 2 other things to mark in that like very, very bottom section. So first thing I marked was reading, with an icon from Paper Bow Prints. Then I wanted to mark down that I had to email my chapter for my fraternity, and I used a laptop from Paper Company. And then I had just kind of like a little bit of awkward space between that and work. And so I ended up just pulling in a flag underneath the laptop, just to kind of add a little more color to the area and kind of take up a little bit more space. And then I had to work, and then with just a little things from the kit, I marked that my fiance had choir, and so he left Thursday for that. Then on to Friday. Friday I woke up and I was not feeling well. I had just like a super sore throat and a cough, and I was really congested, and so I was not feeling well. And so I used a little stethoscope icon from the kit to mark that. So then I got to work and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like make it through this day. A half an hour into work, they call and they say, is there any way that you or my other pharmacist that I was working with can go to like a store that's 45 minutes an hour away, because that pharmacist like had trouble getting into work today, and he like drove his car like off the road or slipped off the road, and they're like, he's fine, but like now we're scrambling to find someone to work, because they didn't have someone that could do the whole day. And so they're like, we need someone that can work basically from like 2 or 3 o'clock to like closing. So I'm like, well, I'm a very nice person, and I'm hard like pressed to say no when people directly ask me to do something. So I asked my other pharmacist, and I was like, any chance you want to go? And she's like, not really. And so I'm like, fine, I'll go. So even though I wasn't feeling good, and even though it was like not what I was planning on doing, I felt bad. I took pity on them and I said, sure. So anyways, so I worked for a half an hour. Then I got the call. I left work, went home, like kind of just chilled, took a nap, read. I did my yoga. And then I had to drive up to this other town and stuff. So yeah, like I said, it was, and then the store, they were so slow. And so it was just like a super slow night, and I was so bored, and I wished I had brought my book with me because yeah, it was just like, it was so slow. So, but in the checklist, I just marked down a couple of things that I had done kind of before work and then kind of during after work. And so like I had booked my hotel for my upcoming conference, the PBC sale that was this day. So I did a little extra shopping, especially because I was like, well, I'm going to be making a little extra money because I get like drive time and things like that. So I kind of splurged and bought a couple of things. And then I've updated my Goodreads app, because it was really slow and I didn't bring hardly anything to do. And then I went to McDonald's afterwards because it's quick and easy and it was right across the street. And then with another Paperly Boutique icon, I marked down that I worked in a different location. So I don't think I think I ran out of the little pill icons. Plus I wanted to mark it a little bit differently since it wasn't like my regularly scheduled work. So it's kind of like a hospital or like medical building kind of sticker. So then on to Saturday, I still was not feeling great. So I used this sick day sticker from Paperbow Prints to mark that. But we drove up to where my fiance's family lives because he was going to be doing something with his dad. And then I was doing stuff with his mom and sisters. So that car icon was from Paperbow Prints. And then we went and got our nails done. So I think this nail polish icon was from the kit, just to mark that we went and got our nails done. And then we went to a movie. We went to see Doolittle. And I said it wasn't my favorite movie by any stretch, but we went to the Alamo Drafthouse Theater and I loved it. It was just like super cool experience. So I didn't even write the name of the movie in there. I just wrote down that we went to Alamo Drafthouse because it was my first time going there. We got the food, we got the popcorn. It was awesome. And we don't have we don't have that theater near us. And so I won't be there anytime soon. But definitely can't wait to go back. And then that movie marquee icon, I think, don't quote me on it, but I think that one might be from Polished Patterns, maybe, but I can't remember. So then moving down to the bottom, we went to Ulta. And so I didn't really have an icon that I had pulled, and so then I had seen there was like a lazy day sticker in the kit, and it had just like these little eyelashes, and so I thought that would be fine to mark it because I mean it was like I got some face masks and stuff, nothing crazy, and just pulled that, just kind of like cut off the lazy day script, and then same with the meal icon. I cut off like the meal prep text, just to use the utensils, and then I did yoga at the end of the night. So then on to Sunday we went to a local bookstore, which was just really cute. That book stack is from Planner Frenzy, I believe. And then we went to the wedding show, like I said, and so that was using an icon or like some munchkins from Once More with Love. I didn't pull in any other munchkins, so I kind of feel like they feel a little lonely. Usually like when I pull in munchkins, I try to at least pull in one a day, but it just ended up being like the icon that I had that matched the kit the best. So then after the wedding show, we went to my fiance's brother's house, and then we had dinner with them, and then we played Catan, and then that house icon, I can't remember what shop that's from, but then the like the dice sticker, which totally is for like not Catan, is from Jalen Paperco, just to mark that we played games. Then we watched like an episode of The Office, so I just pulled in a little thing before we drove home, and then that car icon that I pulled in for driving home is from the Littlest Planner. And then when we got home, I just kind of relaxed and did some yoga, so I'm just kind of like moving everything around so it fits nicely. But anyways, now I'm gonna just fill everything out off camera, and then I'll show you how everything looks. I loved how this spread turned out. I liked the colors and everything, and colors or kits that have a lot of blue always remind me of January. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I will just catch you in my next video.